All right, hello. My name is Micah Shaw. I'm a graduate of the University of Maryland, College Park, and the University of Southern California, where I did quantum computing. I'm also the founder of Semper Quantum Labs, which is a quantum computing studio. We do advanced quantum solutions, and I'm going to walk you through how I passed the Qiskit certification exam offered by IBM. Okay. So this is basically going over what I did. Well, when I took the exam, it was a couple years ago. So they have a new one now, but most of the preparation is kind of the same. So I kind of wanted to go over that. So this is going over how to pass the exam. We're going to be focusing on, you should be focusing on circuit creation, measurement, execution, modern tools like Sampler and Estimator. These are very crucial things to learn if you're going to be traversing through the Qiskit package. I would also suggest to start getting your hands dirty, going on to Jupyter or Colab, whatever you're coding on, and play with the packages. What you're going to be able to do from that is actually see what's going on. And then if you can LS, whatever you want to call it, you can see more methods that are going to be available. So as you're going along and you're taking the time, the more you practice, the more you'll be able to find other things you might need to know, like depth, etc., things of that nature. Okay. So yeah, it's evolved. It has evolved over time, but it's about really being able to actually apply these concepts in real life. So not just about understanding them, but actually doing them effectively. In my opinion, I think a lot of students struggle with just relying too much on theory and not really spending enough time actually doing the coding, which is why I was suggesting that. So anyways, let's go to the next slide. So let's talk about this certification. So these methods that I mentioned earlier are crucial. So if you're doing things like VQE, you have to know how to do this, right? So really going over those practice problems, kind of what I was doing here. Okay. And I mentioned basically about these kind of problems that I see is like relying too heavily on theory, not noticing like these newer methods that are available in Qiskit and not having enough practice. And these are how I would suggest someone to pass the exam, okay? So the solution basically is, so the thing is, online there are many options and solutions and practice problems available. I will put them down in the description below, but there are a lot of exams, practice exams, things you can look at. I would really suggest you start from there. The more you practice, just like ACT, whatever test you're thinking about, that's going to be how you get better. So simulate the real exam experience. It's going to be 68 questions in 90 minutes. So I do want to show you that. So basically I did pass the exam. So if you want to see that for yourself, I actually will put my Credly link in the description below. So if you don't believe me, but yeah, definitely taking your time to practice, going through those and really taking time for that. This is kind of going back on that again. You should definitely be taking your time practicing, noticing the patterns, repeating over and over again. That's what's going to happen. And I noticed that for my time when I took it, it's really about, if I wasn't sure, I would take a long time really working, right? So on one problem when I really could have been working on something else. So it's just taking your time, really practicing, going over all the packages that you can before your test. And running real circuits and trying to find a practice group. And going on to the next slide, I kind of have these links here. I'm going to put these down in the description box as well. But these are some really good resources. So when I took the exam, I don't remember which exam it was on Udemy, but I did take a Udemy exam. This was probably the best thing I did. I did go through all of these, most of these, so it was really helpful. I also think just really getting curious about what you're doing, as you're working through the packages, but this is definitely a great option. That I would definitely recommend, and then I think the last part I would say is getting someone to help you, like for me, if you need help with the questions, you have some questions you really need answers for, you can always contact me at this email and my LinkedIn page, or drop the comments drop a comment in below. I do offer help on problems And if not only for Qiskit, but if you're working on really advanced research, you need to get simulations done. If you're doing quantum dynamics, chemistry, you need consulting. I also do that as well. But if you need help, please contact me. Tell me your problem. Find someone who can answer the question, because you need to know what's going on behind under the hood, because these are very important details that you would need to know. So the whole point of this exam is not to tell you what to study, it's to tell you how to study. Don't just go over all these methods and just memorize them. You want to be going actually into the packages, using them, going to state vector. What is that? What is a quantum circuit? What ordering is it, right? So those things are very important. So my main point is get help, find a practice test, and keep working at it. So as I always say, once again, if you do need help, my information is right here. I would love to work with you, would love to answer your questions. So I'm always here. So feel free, and thank you for watching. I appreciate it.